Disclaimer. This video, like all videos featured on this channel, is definitely intended for mature audiences. This video is likely to contain profane language. Content is inappropriate for minors. Video is not for kids.
Welcome to the Dr. Greenthumb Show. Lord of mercy. How you doing?
We're absorbing the love. Welcome to the Dr. Greenthumb Show live on YouTube, Twitch, Discord, and the home site, www.breal.tv. To my right, the legendary hitman, Julio G.
You got to do it like this, B. You got to go. Remember Hulk Hogan?
Yeah. Yeah. He was like this, and then the wind up.
That's right. We announced today on a Tuesday,
You are
man.
very late on that
Hey,
camera
this is
work.
really good right here, bro. I
Yeah.
just sipped on this right now. Woo, I'm going to be litty today on this show, man. All right.
Tough mama in the house.
What's up, mama?
And to his right, the legendary Psycho Les.
Cheers. JMO Tuesday, like I
Squeeze.
said. You know, we're doing Tito Santana wrestlers. Arriba.
That's right.
Hey, that's a dope Willie Colon shirt, right? No,
That is.
legendary, bro.
Caught it out there. I was like, I got to buy it.
It's legendary, bro. In the treehouse, Bolton Blombo, Bra Bra, and the Dominator.
Just up your bick and it be shout to all my mini rosas.
That's right. Yeah, his many roses, bro. We had Mello on, and we'll go into that. If we got up in the nest, in the treehouse, son Doobie.
Son,
What
Doobie's
up,
here.
B?
All right, son.
Julio, you guys, Les, I love you guys.
Yeah, that's my guy right here, man.
Kicking it with snacks up there, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
We got the strong one at the table.
It's all the mini roses chilling on the patio. What's up? Happy Tuesday.
That's right. Sendog is late. He'll be here in just a minute, filling in for him till he gets here. The Invisible Man.
That's right.
What the fuck's up, y'all? Kiss my ass.
Where's my joint?
Just took a hit. Come on.
Where's my joint?
Where's my joint?
Bring it.
All right, screw you, Invisible Man. You're out of here. Anyway, hello. It's a Tuesday. A Taco Tuesday yet. We have no tacos here because our good friend Bart's is not here with the good tacos. But, we'll forgive him.
It's a patio Tuesday.
Just bring that to patio with you.
That's right.
It's a good day for grilling.
It is.
Finally, the sun's out.
The sun came out today.
Oh, God, bro. It's like, man, it's been cloudy for like 2 months. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's all right. They threw some trails up right in front of that sun real quick. They cover it back up.
For sure.
I don't mind it being cool though. Like when it's too hot, man, I already run hot, so I tend to overheat. But I don't mind the coolness.
When I see June, I just think when I was a kid, summertime, riding my bike. I just think sun. I just think like, you know what I mean? So I'm like,
real.
man, how long is this June gonna be gluing, man?
We're getting it late.
Getting it late. They say it's gonna be a hotter summer in California.
That's what they say.
what they are saying. It's gonna be hotter. So
It's gonna be hotter
brace
everywhere.
yourself for that.
Florida ain't doing too good.
No, that's always hot and humid.
Yeah.
They got in like a tornado or something I've seen.
I mean, it's never ending over there. If you live over there, that's what you got to deal with: the hurricanes and an occasional tornado, or a combination of both throughout the year. It's ridiculous. We got earthquakes, but those hit it's years before they hit.
Once in a
Right?
blue.
You get tremors and all that, but that we don't deal with it as frequent as they deal with the hurricanes and tornadoes and all that stuff, man.
Yeah. It's crazy in Florida. It could be shining sun, beautiful, and then all of a sudden it's storm and it goes right back to beautiful again. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
In 20 minutes.
Yeah. That's,
Hey, I don't know you guys talked about this on the pod, but Because all you guys are into music, did you see that this is the first year in 30 years that a hip hop album or song did not make #1 in the first 6 months of the year?
That's crazy.
Is that crazy? First time in 30 years that's happened.
You know, when you think about what's happening in music these days, and in most, you know, in general with hip hop, in rap music, you can't. You know, it's like the same thing with some of the so-called urban stations back in the day when they were #1 and they were cracking, and now they're number 40 in the market or something like that. They were #1 for many years and then they fell off. And there's a reason for that, right? When they were #1, and you know this better than I do because you were one of the ones breaking a lot of these records. A lot of these records were, and albums were unique and distinct sound, and they had something to them that was catchy and a vibe and infectious, right? But there was a uniqueness in all of them. Nothing sounded the same.
True.
These days, in today's market, it's cookie cutter shit. And I'll ask for a reprieve on this. Can I get one? A reprieve? No?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
of course.
All right. It's cookie cutter. You know, because the labels and even artists, they're not trying to be, well, I would say the ones that you hear on radio today, none of them are trying to be distinct in their own thing. They're all kind of following a path to the easiest way to get the spins or the
numbers up,
or the numbers
Algorithm,
or the streams and
Algorithm,
things like
algorithm,
that.
yeah.
So when you got so much stuff that sounds the same, it's like, you know, there's going to be a decline because you keep hearing the same thing. It's the same thing, just with a different face, different voice, but it's still sort of the same thing, same subject matter, same content, and the beats very similar because no one wants to take a chance and make their own hit. I need to make the hit Steftone makes. And Steftone is feeling like, oh, I need to make the hit that Psycho Les made, and so on and so on. You know what I mean? And that right now is the general problem I see in today's game is there's too much of that cookie cutter style, you know, get down.
In and out quick.
It's less creative.
Buzzes for about 5 minutes and it's out. You know what I mean?
So just like the stations that play this music have dropped to 40 because they're not playing anything compelling. It's all the same crap, right?
Yeah.
The genre itself has dropped too because it's not creative like it used to be. It's all the same.
Yeah.
And when you got the stations that highlight them dropping, of course the genre is going to drop too. I would imagine country is probably the #1 genre right now, right?
It'll be countries up there, but it really, like in a radio game, it's gonna be the adult music.
Adult and
That
pop.
one's more listening, right, in the pop station, right? Because other ones more listening because I believe like the kids just don't really look at radio for find music anymore. You know what I mean?
No,
But you're
they
right;
don't.
it is oversaturated. I think the Hispanic music put a dent in it too. I think the Bad Bunnies and all that came like shifted a lot of the fans of hip hop, and they've moved on into there's newer generations moving on to reggaeton and other just styles of music of the corrido tumbados, the all that's really hot in the street with the kids right now. So I think it's kind of we're watching a kind of a couple of things happening at one time, and that's why I think hip hop is where it's at right now.
It's
You know what I
taking
mean?
a little dip.
There's not really nothing you look at. What album are you really waiting for right now? Like, 'cause we used to wait.
Real Psycho.
You know, Real Psycho.
Real
There you
Psycho.
go. But in our time, we were like, oh man, Redman's gonna drop next month.
Anticipating an
This
album. yeah.
Ghostface is dropping. Man, I mean, if you went back to like '98 and all that and look at all the albums that dropped, you'd be like, damn, there was some bangers.
Classics.
Classics.
Transcend time.
Right?
Classics.
Nobody would have knew in '98 though. I mean, that they were gonna be what they are today. But you look back in '98, '97, you're like, God, man, '92, '93. You're like, damn, those albums came. Oh my God, these are all classics today.
Magical.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
And speaking of magical, the brocha is in the building, right?
The limo pulled up.
The limo pulled up.
right.
The brocha came out first.
Yeah, I'm here. I had some troubles down there on the 105 in Central area, but I'm good.
What happened?
Oh no, it's a car accident.
Oh, it was
Traffic, bro. That's
traffic.
LA. That's LA.
It's a car. No, I was running late already, but it's good to see y'all, man.
We're here, man.
Happy Father's Day to all you guys.
Oh.
too.
Yes, happy Father's Day.
At least
to
the
you,
other
dude.
Father Day.
Yeah.
Heck
Word.
yeah.
But yeah, to me, I think that's the reason for the dip, Julio.
Yeah.
It's less creative.
Let me ask you though, as somebody who's broken records and timeless tracks and stuff like that, Is there anybody that's doing what you did like that now?
No,
No.
because you can't.
I mean, it's all automated, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you really can't do that. You know, at the time when I was doing it on the radio was a time where you had to listen to me. Like I said, oh, I got the new Snoop. It's coming on in 5 minutes. It wasn't like you can go to the internet. So today it's not really no thing about a world premiere. You don't really hear people say, oh, it's a world premiere. Because it really isn't. I mean, it's probably out on the internet already, most likely. So it's like a different, back then, yeah, you had people at your, they could only get at me that way. You know, I would listen to the song in that way through the radio before it came out and anybody heard it. So I think today is just different because, you know, we could put our song out tomorrow and right now on the internet. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah, but
out
you
there.
would still have the real part, the real human part, where you're actually picking tracks
For
though,
sure.
too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
That's why it's dead today.
I'll
because you
say-
don't have those pickers that pick.
You know what?
You know,
Because here's the thing, especially as it goes with the market here in Los Angeles. Like most of the guys that are picking the songs ain't from here, and they
True.
don't know the pulse of the city. And the kids within the city, they don't even know where their base of listeners is from or at. Their intention is to get these young kids, so they're playing all this young stuff, right? But those kids that they're anticipating that they're listening to these stations are listening to streaming services, right? They're not even listening to radio stations. They're going to playlists and listening to that, so that they don't have to deal with, one, the commercials, with two, the repetitive nature of radio, which is the same, 5-6 songs rotated through the day, some heavy, some mild, and some very little because it's bubbling. And then the mix show stuff, right? And even now, today, the mix show stuff is just some of the stuff they play through the
Same thing.
week.
There is no mix show.
There is no mix
You
show.
just
So
mix it.
here, to speak to that is that Julio had free reign in terms of dropping these
The
records
programming, yeah.
because they trusted him, because he knew the pulse of the city. One, people got down with Julio. They would bring him music and say, "Hey, this is my new stuff." Not many were getting that because, you know, artists trust Julio. They knew he was a staple. From KDAY to now on the beat to doing 2 shows there, they're like, oh, let's go visit Julio and drop this new joint on him right now. He's from here, knew the pulse, had the relationships and, like, you know, the resume and the ear, right? These days they don't trust the guys at these stations. They're like
they
feeding
never do
them,
that.
who they want to push out there. They're not allowing someone to say, oh, this is my ear, I hear it, this is what we should go with. They're not allowing any of their on-air guys to do what Julio did. That's why none of these guys are breaking nothing.
And I'll tell you why, another reason. It's like, you also have to remember, once you start doing that, you get a lot of power. So now the radio station is not as, they got power, but you're the dude that they're looking for now. They're not looking for them no more. You know, that was one time when I was at 92.3 and the guy had won music director of the year. And I was like, hey, where's my picture at? I broke 90% of these records here, bro. But I didn't get that.
They don't want to
and
give
that's
you
when
that.
I was my issue with them too. I was like, wait a minute, man, I'm making you guys look good out here. Like you're beating Power 106. Like Power 106 is a staple here. You just beat them. I just brought West Side Radio. I just broke the West Coast. Like even Cypress Hill, they weren't playing Cypress on the radio. They played Insane in the Brain, but they weren't playing. Like when the third album came out, there wasn't the Illusions and the song with MC8 and I was coming at it pretty.
You were
crazy.
playing deep
I
stuff.
was playing deep stuff, you know, but I was right on point because those albums are classics today, right? So I knew what I was playing. It's just that they don't want you to have that much power either. So that's why, like, oh, we can't have these guys get too powerful. So let's back up. And
the reason for that is your renegotiation.
yeah, that too.
but just in lines of the power, right? You know, I would say you still possess the power. It's just in a different capacity.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Right?
For sure. Oh, absolutely.
Because you still have that same ability.
I'll always have that ear for whatever I'm listening to
it's
because I know
just-
how to hear it. you
Yeah,
know?
it's like really just we're talking about a matter of delivery.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
what
what.
the means of delivery is.
I'll tell you what. If the stations we're talking about right now gave Julio a call and said, hey, we want you to come be the music director of this station, he'd probably pick them up out the dirt and put them back at number 1.
I'd probably just need 2 hours, actually. I would just like, all right, come and do a 2-hour show. Okay, well, let me play you what LA is about because you're not really playing what LA is about right now. To me, yeah, when I hear it, it just sounds like a lot of down south, a lot of stuff. That's cool, but there's a LA pulse here that you're not really tapped into because you're not really in the streets like
Yeah,
that.
it's business. It's not about what
it's
really
not.
counts out
No,
there.
it
It's
doesn't.
about do our numbers, and our numbers and advertisers are our margins right?
Yeah.
They're not worried about, are we really tapped in to actually make money
No.
for us in the right way? They're not.
Or they don't really know because look, I'm gonna tell you, West Side Radio, when I did it in the '90s, it wasn't popular with 92.3 The Beat. They didn't like that show. They couldn't do nothing about it though because of the ratings and how much money they would make. Is how many advertisers wanted to be. Oh no, I want to get my commercials, but I want it on West Side Radio. So
Right.
and that's why they would put these 9 commercial blocks on my show. I'd be like, yo man, they got 9 commercials here. You guys are making a lot of money off me, man. Like. I'm trying to entertain people, but now you're getting greedy. Now you're like making my show stretch out a commercial show. You know what I mean? So, that's kind of the thing with that. You know what I mean? It's like, they don't want you to get too big, or they like I said, they didn't like West Side Radio. They didn't like it. But when the ratings came in,
They loved
Snoop
it.
would come because they couldn't get Snoop.
They couldn't
I
get
brought
Snoop.
Snoop.
Yeah.
I brought Ice Cube. Ice Cube came on my show because I asked him, "Hey Cube, can you help me out,
Hey.
man?" And they couldn't get Cube.
That's what I was gonna say, Julio, is that when you were there, most rappers, most hip hop heads went up there to go see you.
I mean, when you guys came for the first time, when it was on my show, right?
Yeah.
The 92.3 The Beat. Yeah.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people wanted to go to your show.
Yeah.
Like they weren't thrilled to go to everybody else's show all the time. They wanted to come see Julio. You know what I mean? And like occasionally Theo would have guys coming up there, like Quick and a few others, because he networked with some of these guys. And he had the time slot. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So
Afternoon
of
was
course,
big, yeah.
But when you look at it, they went to you more than they did Theo.
Mm-hmm.
And Theo was like the guy there for a time. You know what I'm saying? But like that went to show you how much respect and pull you had, that people were like, no, we don't. Theo's cool, but we want to go visit Julio G.
For sure.
That's where the real is at.
Yeah.
And there wasn't too many people like that. I mean, the Baker Boys, they had that kind of love too, but like
I think the Wake Up Show deserves
and the Wake Up Show too.
For what they did and what they do. They touched on the East Coast hip hop, the real hip hop,
and they did
the West Coast too. But they was their thing. They knew hip hop very well, freestyle and everything.
What I loved about the Wake Up Show too, though, is that they did obviously the freestyles, because some of the freestyles that came out of there,
amazing,
ridiculous, classic, right? But it was also the fact that they weren't playing any of the singles. They were playing all dope album cuts.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like a totally underground style show.
For sure.
And that I loved about the Wake Up Show.
I think there's a lot of young cats running the show now, like the music directors, so they're not.
You would be surprised to know that it's still some of the same guys making the same fucking mistakes.
So it's all about the.
I'll take that one.
Well, let me tie this in with this story right here, right?
Yeah.
So a radio station in Portland is announcing an AI DJ host. I mean, that's
I heard about that.
That already seems rhetorical
It's over.
to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like
wrap.
there's nothing there.
And it's based off a host that is an actual person, and she allowed it.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah,
they licensed you out. They licensed you out, right? Just to run the promos and read the promos out.
Yeah, like it's like the biggest part of that story is the headline of the story,
Well,
right?
I'll give you a little little breakdown of that. The reason why things are like they're happening is because radio itself across the country is just not doing good anymore. That's why you pay attention to guys now and you see like guys are syndicated in 15, 20, 30 markets. It's not that, wow, you're so amazing, we got to have you on 30 markets. Is that they want to pay for one dude to do 30 markets now. You understand what I'm saying? So they don't want to pay the individual that 30 different people. But now they're starting to break it down and giving people like these syndication deals because they can't pay. So now the next thing is the AI. If they could just AI it, or the DJs all the way out, and then we'll just give you a little licensing fee for using your voice, and cool. I would never let them do that, but
I would not.
Other people do. Yeah,
You better pay me a lot of money before
for
I
sure.
let
You
that
better
happen.
got a big check for that.
You better pay me some bags.
But that seems to be the trend, though. Like the corporations are getting more, like their hands are more in it,
Yeah.
and you're getting less of
For
it.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see some stuff with that AI. It's gonna change the game.
Oh, but hey, listen, that's why a lot of people let's just say in the movie industry and TV, like with the writers, they're trying to renegotiate their deals, and you're gonna see that in music too.
For sure.
You know?
I think it's time for people to be more transparent about this music situation and what's going on with. It's great to have all these streams, but are these kids getting paid correctly, or are they not? And
Well, we know they're not.
we know they're not. But
I
I'm
would've-
saying at this point, it's more like you can narrow it down now. You can't just play the game. It's a number game. It's an algorithm game. You know what you're selling. You know what you're doing, but it's not. You're not getting back the money that way. And
Yeah, you're getting. See, well, if you're smart, the bags that you are getting through your music is shows and merch.
for sure.
Because if you're relying off royalties right now, Chacho, you're fucked. Damn, I'm ramping up again. Damn it. Yeah. I mean, like, because one, royalties come quarterly. You got to wait some time, and then you got to hope that you sold records or sold downloads or whatever the hell, through Apple Music, Spotify, all that, whatever. You got to hope you streamed enough and sold enough so that quarterly royalty comes in.
That's
and
exactly
it's
what I'm
significant.
speaking. That's what I'm speaking on. Exactly that part. Okay, when you get to the streaming part, when you guys did your contracts, you never thought about that.
No,
When
that
you
wasn't
got
even a thing.
Wasn't a thing, right? So now you have to relook at this and say, okay, just because Spotify says here's 3 cents for every stream, that's fair.
Do you
'Cause
realize?
they say so?
Hey, do you realize that most artists had to audit the record company over the streaming stuff, like with YouTube and the rest? Because it's like when they with Apple Music, because when they made the deal, none of us, and you could speak to this, none of us as artists, when our music went up to Apple Music, there was not even a notification. Are you cool with this? Right? Sony just licensed the music, all their catalog, to Apple, and no artist had a say. And whatever our royalty rate was
that's
that
what I'm
they
saying.
agreed to was what they agreed to. We had no say in what our royalty would be.
There you go.
So we get a penny off that 10 cents that they get.
Come on, man.
That's the reality of it. The first.
But that's because based on some language that's already existing in our contracts,
Yeah.
you already got cut
they-
out.
well,
just
you know
didn't
what it
know
is? It's
you
because-
didn't read that right.
because any artist that including ourselves, who don't own the masters to the music and the labels do, this is their right.
Yeah.
They don't even have to ask you, but they have to give you your royalties. They have to give you your publishing, but they don't have to ask you if they own the masters. And this is the case for all music that got put out initially, unless you're somebody like Jay-Z in the new era that you own your masters off the top, you can dictate, or not dictate, but you could work your own deal with Apple and the rest of the streaming services as to what your royalties would be. But like if you were a part of a catalog from a major label, you had no negotiation part in it.
Well, there are benefits to partnering up with the major label and having a deal with them. I mean, that's why we've all done it.
For sure.
Yes.
There are benefits. But at the end of the day, if owning your music is important to you, well, then that's what you don't do.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
just
if
learn,
any of
learn
us
the business and build yourself.
if any of us had known, like any band that was on any of these labels had known, we would have petitioned to get a better royalty rate.
For sure.
Because it's practically nothing. The amount of downloads or sales you got to have to make any
Real money,
significant royalties on that as an independent, or not an independent, but if you're on a label, you got to move a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
And if you don't know the get down on how to market your music there now,
For sure.
I mean it's.
They're the kings now. 'cause
You
they
ain't
have-
getting big checks.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
was getting jerked.
But that's wherein our touring and our merch becomes the almighty for us, because the show is where our actual art gallery is. The record is an image of it, but the real art is happening at the venue where the show is. So that's why we're always that's our main gig is the show. That's where your connection is directly to your audience. You know what I mean? You could physically sell copies of your albums there if you want to, but that's not why you're there.
But you want to know something though, Julio? People have figured out the loopholes though, right? To
everything
to get the bag for the live shows, to get the bag for the merch and all that stuff. But I mean, if they want to get the bag on the streams, they just fucking hire it. Damn, I did it again.
No, you're good.
No, I'm good. They just hire a click farm. Like a lot of these guys like Tekashi and the rest of them did. Go hire a click farm. Boom, 34 billion streams. I mean, you're going to get paid on that. I mean, it may not be the most huge bag ever, but I mean,
but it brings the rest of the money. It brings the rest of the money, though.
It brings some money.
Yeah, and it brings the outside money to you because you look big.
You got to be willing to invest in that click farm, though. But then again, you know, like you got to think about the reality of that. Like you got 34 billion streams, but when you come to your show, there's maybe 100 people in a place that holds 500.
It could backfire too.
It could backfire.
For sure.
Those are the dynamics of the music industry, y'all. We're just chopping it up.
It's interesting how that's moving and how we've moved into a different era of like you said with the streaming situation.
But
you know what I mean?
Also in today's times, like those numbers, people use those numbers to get deals and get shows and talk to promoters like, yo, we got a billion whatever views, so you know.
Yeah, that's absolutely
you gotta
true.
pay us like this. You gotta pay us this and that. So
off that topic, Doc, did you engage in any Golden Knights celebrations to celebrate their Stanley Cup win?
No.
Uh-uh.
Nothing against the Golden Knights, you know, much respect, but I've been here.
You have been here, yeah.
I've been in LA for the last week, so I haven't, you know.
In hockey, you're not a Kings fan, right?
No.
You're not a Golden Knights fan, even though you reside in Vegas now.
No,
Nevada, sorry.
I roll with the Philadelphia Flyers.
Roll with the Philadelphia Flyers.
The Broad Street Bullies, yeah.
Damn.
You know, I'll tell you what, and Julio's been with us on a lot of these shows. When we go up to Pennsylvania, anywhere out there, there's some Philadelphia Flyers that come to the show. Sorry, my Kings bros. I am a Kings fan, to let you know for sure, but I do got love for some of the Flyers because they are Cypress Hill fans and they come and show love, and Philly is a special place to us as Cypress Hill because the label we were signed to was from Philly, Rough House Records, Joe Butcher, Chris Schwartz, who still reside in Pennsylvania. So there's love for the Flyers too, but I am a Kings fan just to be certain. But Dog. So no Golden Knights celebration for you.
No, man. I've been doing the LA thing, man. It's been great.
Damn, Sandy, I just realized backstage I did meet a lot of those guys, man. They used to come to the shows. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, remember that one show they came to and they had like I guess there was like a bleacher on the side of the stage there, and it was all like 25 of them there.
Yeah, that's right.
And,
Damn, that's crazy.
A bunch of those dudes are cool, man.
Yeah, they were cool. They were hella cool, man.
Am I tripping, or did one time on the bus they pulled out all their fake teeth real quick to show us?
I don't remember that.
You know, because some hockey players got busted grills from the scraps they get in it from.
Yeah, like all of them do.
Yeah.
That could have happened. But, you know, Billy Leino and Brian and Carbomb and Wayne Simmons and all those dudes are cool dudes, big Cypress Hill fans. And I mean, like, I show up to practice and they're playing it in the arena while they're practicing.
Wow.
So, you know, so those guys have always been cool. And, you know, it's good to have another championship in Nevada because sports are new. Pro sports are basically new there. But I haven't been able to, you know, I haven't been home since. I'm sure they're selling a lot of merch.
Oh, dude, if you went to a Golden Knights game, that place would go crazy, son.
Huh. Well, you know what's funny is I went to when the Flyers came to Vegas, I went to that game, and man, all of a sudden I'm sitting there watching the game, and here's this camera on me, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And they're filming me and they're showing me on the big screen thing.
Yeah.
Right? But they kind of got me like in like an awkward little situation because I don't know what the hell they're doing there. No one told me they were coming. I was just looking at them like, duh. You know?
You know what it is? You know what it is because you're in Vegas, right? They know you don't live in Philly. They thought you were there supporting the Golden Knights, so they put you on the screen so that people could be like, look, Dog's here supporting the Knights.
Word
Yeah.
rap.
Well, okay. Well, my thing is this. Okay.
Or were you wearing a Philly thing?
No. I went into Pendleton.
Okay, see, you were neutral.
Yeah. So my thing is this: Kerry King. When they show Kerry King, it says Kerry King Slayer. Bam. Right. They show some UFC fighter. Hey, so and so from the UFC is boom. They gonna show me, and then it got no title.
Oh, they didn't give you the lower. They didn't give you.
They didn't give you the hookup, man.
They didn't give-
no one applauded. No one. Hey, Sundog. Nobody did nothing.
It's what is called the lower third. They didn't work a lower third for Sendog. Sendog of Cypress Hill. That place would have went crazy, man.
So I'm hoping they get that right next time I show up there.
Maybe because they knew you were riding with Philly that day. They were like, "Fuck Sendog. We're not giving them no lower third."
We just gonna show you.
I don't think they give a damn. You know what I mean? But because they won the Stanley Cup. But I will tell you, in all my years of going to hockey games, right? I've always, if they played in L.A. or if they played in Anaheim, I would wear my Philadelphia Flyer jersey, whatever. Nobody ever said nothing except one day the goalie for the Ducks named Jonas Hiller, he walked up to me and goes, "Man, why you always wearing that Philly shit?"
Yeah.
He checked up on you. Huh?
Yeah, I thought you were from L.A.
Ooh. Damn.
But that's
That's
cool.
why you didn't have a title. They knew you were somebody, but they didn't know, and they didn't want to put the wrong title.
Oh, they knew who he
Yeah.
was.
Now, when I go to a Philly game in Philadelphia, a Flyer game in Philadelphia,
Sendog of Cypress Hill.
oh man, I'm on the bench with those dudes. Wow, I'm right there watching the skate around, and people coming up to me, high fiving me.
Yeah.
Hey,
Better experience.
Are they
over
talking
there.
crazy to each other like for real out there? Or they?
It's always like that.
Yeah, those
They
dudes
talk
don't.
crazy.
They don't like each other, especially in the
Really?
finals. They
They-
really don't.
And they get good scraps on too.
Yeah.
Man, of all the sports, you would think they'd all be wearing catcher's masks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that interesting is that the first ever hockey game ever recorded, like, okay, this is the time and this is going to be the score. That game ended prematurely in a massive brawl. So brawling and fighting has always been part of the sport.
It's a part of the game.
Yeah, and I hope they never take it out of it because
They're not.
you know
Nobody would watch.
I like watching.
You don't want to scrap with one of those guys off the skates because, like, if they're nice with the hands on
on
the
man,
ice
imagine
skates,
off the skates.
Yeah.
off the skates, they got to be pretty brutal.
For real, man.
I'm not saying people tune into the game because they can't wait to see the fight, but most people can't wait to see the fight.
I'll tell you what. When I was a kid, I didn't appreciate hockey as much as I do today. You know, when I went to the game to see it like happen in front of me, I appreciated it in a different way. Like, cause it's all action. You know what I mean? Maybe the scoring ain't like basketball where every other play or every play there's a score, but it's pretty dope to watch when you're right there. Like on TV, if that's your first experience with it, yeah, it takes a minute. But if you go see it live, it's like a whole different thing. And then watching it on TV becomes like, oh, I can watch it. Cause
when you go there live, you can see the strategizing of it all.
Yeah.
Because on TV, it would just look like dudes skating up and down and trying to. But when you go to the game, you see, for a second you see it and you're like, oh, okay.
Same thing with soccer.
It's like
I mean,
football or whatever.
It's the same thing with football. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you watch it on TV for the first time, sometimes it doesn't hit. But like when you go see it, like right there in front of you, and see how they're making plays and all that, it becomes more exciting. You're like, you know what? Yeah.
They are smashing around a thick, hard rubber puck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
accurate.
And
with accuracy.
And back in the days, the goalie wore no head shield, no face mask, nothing.
That's
Yeah.
But
insane.
listen, while we're talking about hockey here, I got to give the Flyers a shout out because they sent me every damn jersey I've ever asked for, any stitching of clothing, everything I ever wanted. They sent it to my house. So big up Brian and Nasty and all the people, everybody down there with the Flyers. Word up.
That's nasty.
Word up. Son Doobie, you still awake up there?
Yeah, I'm
Oh, Dula! Ay, coño!
I'm listening to you guys. Word up. Having fun up in here.
Up there
Hey,
looking
guys,
like he's ready to kill somebody, you heard? Looking like a hitman and shit.
Word, I love you, Sin. Word up.
Much love and respect, brother. You know that.
And Dr. Dre is about to receive the first ever hip hop icon award from ASCAP.
That's crazy.
Congratulations to Dr. Dre.
Yes.
In the celebration of 50 years of hip hop.
It's crazy to see it was just so misunderstood in the beginning. You know? They did not want them to be a part of that in the beginning. They just despised these. They didn't. It was like if people really knew back at that time, the streets loved NWA and Eazy-E, but it wasn't like a super radio thing for them. It wasn't like, oh, these guys are the best, man. They're so good. They're great. You know, it was a whole bunch of.
They were afraid of them.
Get this off the radio. You need to ban this. You know what I mean? So to see it go to where it's at today is pretty crazy. But I'm glad for Dr. Dre because he's been amazing since the beginning. When I was a kid and he was just making mixtapes, he was already good at that, doing it that way. So, and there's a lot of records that people don't remember that he did like in his earlier years, like Bobby Jimmy and the Critters, East Coast, West Coast rapper. Remember when he did all the different? That was something that he produced. He did.
Really, he produced all that too.
Wow. He at one time, Dr. Dre was doing. People would call him like, "Hey, I got whatever money for you. Can you make a beat?" And he would do it because he needed the money. It was Toddy T, Just Say No. I believe Dr. Dre did also. There's a lot of these records that he did in between, before the NWA thing, and in between Wrecking Crew, that people don't really know that he did. That I'm trying to remember what other Toddy T was the one that told me this because I didn't even know that. I think he was the one that told me that Dre did Just Say No. He said he would just pull up, I'll break him off, and he'd make me a beat, and boom, we go right there. So, so he's been doing it for a long time, and he's always been really good at what he does.
When you think about the hours that my man has put into what it is we do, right? It's no wonder that he is as great as he is and constantly evolving and innovating, and even just in different lanes.
Mm-hmm.
He's just always been ahead. And salute and congratulations to Dr. Dre for receiving an award like this. More than well deserved.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Can't wait to see what he does next, man.
What's my mother?
Well, I'm hearing they're dropping the Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg album. So that's what I've been waiting on because I've always wanted to hear them do their album together and see what they do. You know what I mean? Because
after all this time,
you know what I mean? Because they're great together. You know.
I think it's gonna be dope.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear it. You know what I mean?
Because they both, gotten so much more experience and so much better. Because as you do it, and you know this, Les, and you know this, Steph, and you know this, Sendog, and you know this, Doobie and Julio, right? If you're not stopping what you're doing and you're consistently doing it, you are constantly sharpening up the tool. Therefore, you're either maintaining your skill set at a high level or you're constantly evolving and setting different levels.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about these two guys, man, that they constantly work. You may not hear everything Dre does, but that man is in the studio practically every day just working on stuff, just to be experimental, like never sitting on anything, just like working.
Now, the reason I want to hear this album is because I believe that Snoop Dogg makes albums while he waits for Dr. Dre, right? So that's how I look at it because I think that
he does.
He waits like for this moment like this, and you're gonna hear the best of Snoop because I believe that you hear the best of Snoop when you hear him with Dr. Dre.
When you hear him with Dr. Dre,
that's just me personally.
That's where he was born.
Yeah,
in all of our perspectives.
For sure.
The monster was created by Dre.
Yeah. For sure, man.
And Snoop. Yeah, man, his evolution.
And he's kept going. He's still sharp on his pen. So
still sharp.
Yeah, so imagine, I want to hear Dr. Dre, what they're going to do, man. I can't wait.
That's what I'm saying. The amount of work they put in up to this point, like by the time they get back and do that album, man, that's going to be ridiculous.
Bring it.
I'll tell you what's ridiculous too, though, is the Lakers even thinking about like entertaining an offer out to Chris Paul.
Why? What's the matter with Chris
Paul? Let the Clippers have him. Don't bring his ass to put him in no Laker uniform.
You don't want to hear LA, huh?
Wasn't he already on the Clippers?
Yeah. Send his ass back over there. The Lakers should not waste any time or energy because, look, he did with the Suns what he always did. He got injured. And this has always plagued this man. He's a great basketball player, one of the greats, right? He's going to be a Hall of Famer without a ring. And the reason being is because every season in his career, almost every season, gets injured at the pivotal fucking time where they need him, and he cannot be there to deliver. So the other guys got to put the game on their back without him.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And this has happened throughout his career with every team he's been on, including the Clippers. The Clippers were doing really well with him over there. The problem is that when it came down to the playoffs, which is the pivotal time, you need your best players racking it.
Yeah, because the season don't matter until then anyway.
Right. And he gets injured in that time with every team he's been on. This is the history of him.
Didn't he play in the finals with Phoenix Suns against somebody?
Did they play in the finals with
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking you.
Did they get to the finals? I don't think they got to the finals, dog.
Are you sure?
Did they?
Bolton.
Beery.
Google that thing.
Google it.
I don't think so.
Come on, AI.
I don't think
the
the Suns ain't been to a finals for a minute.
So this just broke today that they're bringing in Chris Paul, or
the Suns are trading Chris Paul.
Okay.
Or they're letting him go. They're waiving him. I don't know. One of the two.
I mean, they should waive him because he's whatever he is. He said 38.
Yeah, but I'm just saying this has been a thing with this dude. And I mean, hey,
so don't bring him to LA. You're saying?
I'm saying if the Lakers bring him to LA, they'll have him for the regular season,
and he'll be out.
And chances are, during the playoffs, he will get injured.
Okay, if not him, then who? Who else is out there that
I don't know?
There's Kyrie. What's his name? Kyrie.
Nah, you don't get him. The youngster from Atlanta, Trey.
Oh,
Trey Young.
Young.
Yeah. Go get him.
So he's looking for a new team too. Or?
I think he's a free agent, and he might want out of there. I would go with that kid before I went with Chris Paul, because that kid's more durable.
Yeah.
That kid's more durable.
He does got some heart.
Chris Paul is dope. If you could get him for a full season, yeah, you could win a championship with him. But you ain't, because he gets injured in those pivotal times and he can't go full through the whole season.
Damn.
What do you think, Doobie?
He might get through the first round of the playoffs, the second round, he may get injured.
Is this true?
I agree.
I'm just saying.
You agree?
I mean, you could look it up.
Agree.
I'm not making any of this up. This shit is facts.
No, it is. He has the injuries, man. If you look at the list, it's a lot, man. But I'm just saying.
There's a few players like that. He's not the only one. He's
He's probably just trying to get one last paycheck on before
no.
40.
Chris Paul is going to go into the Hall of Fame, and he wants a chip, more than anyone. It's just that he's got that kind of luck.
Damn, that's crazy.
Look, speaking on behalf of those that like to get a paycheck, you know what I mean? I appreciate that. Go ahead, get your paycheck, you know what I mean? But, just get it somewhere else is all you're saying.
Yeah, don't get it. Don't. The Lakers should not.
Get your bag. Get your bag, man.
Listen,
get your money, man.
I am not an expert. I don't work for any NBA team, but in my opinion,
Nah, Charlie Holmes.
Charlie, homie. Charlie, go get Trey Young. He's more durable, and he's a future.
Word.
You got a future with Trey Young. What are you going to sign Chris Paul for 1 to 2 more seasons? He's 38. You're going to get a half a season or 3/4 of a season out of him.
Could be damaged goods.
When you could get this young kid who potentially you could build with the other young guy you might bring in, or if you're going to keep Anthony Davis, you build you build with a kid like that. It would be ridiculous to go get Chris Paul, man.
Now, if they did bring Chris Paul, would that?
I would not buy his jersey, son. I would not buy it. I would not wear it.
Okay, well that answers that.
I would probably scoff at it. I would support him because he's a Laker, like we did with Karl Malone. We hated Karl Malone. We hated the mailman.
Fuck that nigga.
We hated the fucking mailman. I'm sorry, man, and I'm yellow flagging it today. But
I think more than anybody else in the league at that time.
But when he came to try to get that ring with Kobe and Shaq, We supported him.
Damn, that's crazy.
But the jersey just looked wrong on him.
It
right?
looked wrong.
Oh yeah, the whole
It
get
looked
down
wrong on him. This was, and that was his final chance to get it because I mean, that was his final chance.
I just remember that he came into the Lakers, and I remember when he was on the Jazz, he had that one jump shot that he never missed every time he was on the floor. When he came to the Lakers, he couldn't hit that shot anymore.
You want to know
He
why?
bricked it every time he shot it.
Because the ball wasn't going to him. It was going to Kobe and Shaq, and he never had momentum. Where he was in Utah, him and Stockton, the ball was going through them. I mean, they would serve the other guys up, but like, you go from the momentum of the ball coming to you to your third wheel.
Yeah, well, move aside. Kobe
Move
Bryant
aside.
in town.
Yeah.
Move aside.
Yeah, Kobe wasn't,
Kobe and Shaq
said,
are the guys there.
Karl Malone, you're going to have to wait on your shot. I'm trying to catch you. I said,
I got something open. I hit you with something, but
if they weren't being petty that year, they would have beat the Detroit Pistons because that team should have beat the Detroit Pistons that year.
So if Chris Paul and it by chance becomes a Laker, you're still gonna go to the Laker games?
Yeah, of course.
still
I
be
mean,
there. All right.
I'm still a Lakers fan before a Chris Paul fan.
Word.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm not a Chris Paul fan. I'm just saying, as a business decision, that would be a bad business decision because you're getting him for maybe 1 year to play 3/4 of a season. That's a big gamble to put money in this guy's hands when this has been his history.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Well, I think
And Anthony Davis is getting this same sort of, like splash on him, like that he's not durable. Like, he's going to spend some time out of the games. Like there's 82. How many is he going to actually play? Because he's constantly getting hurt. And how great of a chance do we got to win if he's out? If he's our number 2 guy or our number 1 guy? How great of a chance do we have to win when he's maybe in half the season?
But that's the thing with all athletes, isn't it? That everybody takes that risk of getting hurt once they take the field or the court.
But some are just more durable than others. Where they're out.
I agree.
They're
with that,
out
man.
for less games. Whereas some players are more frequent. Like there ain't a season gone by that we've had, homie, where he's played a full season. And he's played great when he's, on momentum. But when he has to come back off an injury, it takes him a minute before he gets started again. And there's a lot of players like that. Some snap right in. They're like, they never left.
I mean, seriously, how many 38 to 40-year-olds is there in the NBA?
There's probably like 6 right now.
Let's just say 40 because that's basically what that is. So 6 guys.
I think it's like about 6 or 7 guys right now. Well,
Gotta be more than
before the season ended. Yeah, I don't know.
20%.
Beery,
20% is a fair.
Beery,
figure.
look up who are the oldest players in the NBA right now. That's our form of Siri. We call it Beery.
Yo, Beery.
What's the oldest you could be in basketball?
As long as you want to play, if the team will keep
50-year-old still?
No,
you could
no.
get down.
I think it's the oldest was 42.
That body though, man.
Kareem
I don't know.
Abdul-Jabbar.
I don't know, bro.
I think
Kareem went far, right?
Yeah, Kareem went to
Kareem
42
went-
years old.
Yeah.
It says
42. He's in shit.
All right, let's hear it.
Udonis Haslem.
Right.
He's 42.
Boom.
And Andre Iguodala, he's 39.
39,
And then it goes LeBron James at 38.
right?
And then PJ Tucker, 37.
37,
Chris Paul, 37.
37. That's
Taj
6.
Gibson, 37.
That's 7.
Kyle Lowry, 37.
That's 8.
And George Hill, 36.
That's 9 guys.
That's 8 right there. And then
Or 8.
Goran Dragic is 36.
Okay, you're good right there.
So what's your peak years for basketball, though? What are you saying? 29?
I don't know. It used
Maybe
to be
30?
It used to be a different number back in the 80s. Now it's a different number because, technology and supplements and all that stuff is different. These guys are playing Udonis hasn't played a full game in some years, but he's still on the team at 42.
Wow.
But the other guys that he mentioned at 37 and 38, Those guys are playing on the court. Kyle Lowry is a pivotal part of Miami, right? And some of them are like starting, some of them are backups, but they're actively playing. There's only maybe a couple that are just on the bench for support, and they're on the team as a backup.
What do you think is the? I don't watch sports like that. I don't keep up on
in the
it.
late 30s. I would say early 30s probably.
What do you think is how has the game changed like with this younger generation?
It's faster.
That's what I said. Is that what they're running, more of a faster game?
It's faster and higher scoring. Like you see more teams now pulling up for 3-point plays than you see like the old school, use the center back to the basket, get the money in the paint. Some teams still do that, but for the most part, most of them try to have like 3-point assassins so that they're constantly raining threes because they want higher scores, less defense, I mean.
Do you remember when they used to fight in the NBA games for reals?
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
They'll just break that shit up so quick now, right?
Now they find them like a significant amount of money.
I think that sport.
You can't throw chingazos like the old days.
The other thing that's changed.
No, you can't.
The other thing that's changed is that you used to see the coaches in suits, like looking proper and all that stuff.
Like
now,
Pat Riley.
Yeah, like Pat Riley. Now you just see them in like,
what they coming in?
Into like Nike
and,
shit, like
like the team sweat top thing. Like they don't make them wear suits anymore. And
if I was a coach, I'd be suited, bro.
And
that side.
And the basketball players, when they show up, it's like a fashion show. Sometimes they just show out. They're not wearing suits anymore like they used to make them do.
I've seen some suspects.
Yeah,
I think unlike a lot of sports though, in basketball. The fighting thing, it's not because they care whether they're fighting or not. I mean, that's happened forever and everything. It's the environment. Say if a good fight breaks out on the basketball court, there ain't nothing stopping the audience from joining that too.
Yeah, and there's kids there.
It has happened.
And there's kids there. And they want to, set a good example because there's kids watching that, aspiring basketball.
And they probably got billions of dollars sitting on the sideline.
They get fined, right? They get fined for the fight.
Broke.
Of course they do.
But
they actually not just get fined. They'll get suspended for a number of games, depending how severe could be the whole season.
Yeah, but I'm saying a good fight at the hockey game, though. You know what I mean? Everybody's cheering. It's a good time.
Yeah, different sport.
No one's trying to get on the ice and join in.
Yeah, the ref just stands there and watch, right?
Well, he waits till they go down. Once they fall down to the ground, he breaks them apart. Yeah,
they could get their scrap on, but once one guy goes down, then that fight's over.
You remember a good old school scrap, Sin?
From what?
From basketball.
From basketball,
like
yeah.
Old school in the old days.
Oh man, there was a few good ones.
The New York Knicks and Miami Heat playoff games.
They scrapped.
Woo-wee! Yeah.
I think I remember that one.
Those fights were legendary.
Kareem used to get in some scraps. Larry Bird used to get in some scraps.
Kareem would drop a bomb on you.
Yeah, I remember Manute Bol laid somebody out. I can't remember if it was Larry Parrish or somebody like that. But the guy who really got smashed in basketball was Rudy Tomjanovich. He got his face broked. Yeah, what was that basketball name? Hollywood.
Kermit Washington.
Kermit Washington. There you go.
Wow.
Broke his face in a fight.
Yeah, but it was funny because Kermit had like an altercation with somebody else or something, and he came up running behind him. Not so much to fight, but just kind of like,
to break it up.
But he came up running flat-footed, so all homeboy heard was running behind him, so he turned around and,
caught him.
Laid Rudy out.
Rocked him.
Rudy's soul left his body.
Yeah, and that man Rudy Tomjanovich has won championships and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
But he's still best known for getting dropped out in that 1972 game.
I mean, he got his face broke.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So they used to do stuff like this back in the day? Just punch him right in the face?
Look at that, Olajuwon.
Oh,
that didn't take none.
That dude had that coming.
Say it again.
Say it again.
It
Say it
sounded good
again.
with a slap sound.
Say it one more time. I
There
dare
you
you.
Yeah, sometimes they need that.
Elijah Wan didn't play.
Elijah was a big too.
I love his expression in the back, though. Watch that. Watch him. He's stunned. Watch. Right here, go watch. Oh. It shook him up. Watch. Ooh.
All right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they didn't play, man. There was some fights in the 80s, man. They didn't play around.
Oh.
I mean, Michael Jordan got into it with Bill Laimbeer. Bill Laimbeer used to fight a lot of people.
One of the dirtiest players of all time.
I remember.
One of the dirtiest son of a bitch.
Dirtiest son bitch of all time.
Would
He
have
was
loved
dirty,
him.
huh?
I
He
would
was
have loved
dirty.
him. Would have loved him
Dirty.
in a Laker uniform.
That whole damn team.
Had everybody shook, huh?
Yeah.
When he came
They
up.
reminded me of me when I tried to play basketball with the guys. I couldn't really play good, so I would just beat you up physically. You know.
Man, you before
Yeah.
court.
Yeah.
Says they call him the tenderizer. Beat you up a little bit. We want to say salute to our sponsor, Tough Mama. Everybody is getting excited.
Delicious.
I
Thank
love
you,
it,
B.
man. It tastes great too.
Good.
Everybody's getting excited about Tough Mama. Tough Mama started out making award-winning hemp cones, blunts infused with live resin, and now they have mini mofos. Mini mofos are dog walker-sized blunts and joints infused with solventless cured resin that burns slow and smooth. Yes, so smooth.
Gotta try that.
Smoother than Doobie's hat. Tough Mama also makes carts and a range of 100-milligram beverages called YOLO shots, which we are drinking today. Very delicious.
Tough.
As I take my sip. YOLO shots are great for shooting or making can of cocktails. They have a rapid onset of 5 and 15 minutes thanks to their nanotechnology methods. Also, keep a lookout for Tough Mama's Flower Eighths coming at ya.
So that's why I'm extra high then, huh?
Yeah.
Because it hits in 15 minutes.
That shit's no joke.
You've been sipping that down, huh?
When
Easy,
I got here, no wonder I'm like, damn, this joint is extra hot right here, bro.
Oh, yeah, you got that extra.
Damn, bro. No, I love it. It tastes really good, though. Seriously. I got to get some of this.
Yeah, salute to Tough Mama, and salute to everybody out there watching the Dr. Greenthumb show. We do it Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Star, 5 Eastern. If you haven't smashed the like yet, please do it. If you're not subscribing, please subscribe and crack that all notification bell so you can get down with all the content we drop. It'll notify you for every single damn thing, unless, YouTube is scrubbing us out and making you go to the subs to find us when we go live. I don't know if they're still doing that, but they were for a time. But salute to all y'all. Each one, teach one. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Share out the show. All that. All right. And we want to remind you that we got the mix show after this show. The Dr. Greenthumb mix show on Twitch. B_real TV is the place. Come join us, everyone on YouTube. If you got a Twitch account, make it happen. All right. If you got Amazon Prime, by the way, you can utilize a monthly subscription for free on Twitch. All right. So just to put you up on game, if you wanted to check out the mixes, if you're into the music, all right, we invite you. Now, it is that time.
Time for submissions. 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 Time for submissions.
All right.
All right, let's do this. First one of the day. We got Brandon up in here saying he made some teriyaki chicken thighs with some red skin mashed potatoes.
I mean, I appreciate this. Should have put a white plate under there, but looks delicious.
Even has the pan-seared Brussels sprouts.
That's my shit.
I'm with that.
I'll take that.
I'm gonna make something.
What do you rate that plate right there on just based on looks?
7+.
Okay.
I'll agree. I'll give it an 8.
What about you,
Sir.
Sundog?
I'm gonna go 7.5.
7.5 already.
It's a good plate, but
I would go higher, except B just noticed it should be on a white plate.
And that's a Steftone thing. He put us onto that. But it's the truth. When you want to really highlight the colors in the meal, white plate.
Yeah, that's my only comment.
And a little small saucy, the chicken.
But it looked great either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have gave it an 8.5 if it had a white plate.
Yeah, I would have went higher with the white plate.
I know you would have. All
We
right.
got Donnie up in here with a little bit of a chorizo taco with cilantro and onion on a corn tortilla with some salsa verde.
You gotta try. You gotta try harder on those R's, bro. That was really white of you.
Verde.
Chorizo.
Verde.
Okay.
Chorizo.
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 Okay.
So how would you rate this plate?
I give it the same because that blue plate.
Yeah.
Nice looking blue plate though.
It's a nice looking blue plate, but it ain't white.
Wow, you thought it's a nice blue plate, huh, Bolton? Okay, suspect. But I give it the same number. I give it an 8. If that had a white plate, I give it something higher because it looks fire.
Mm-hmm.
How you like that? I had bars.
Yeah,
both
but
times.
that blue plate is kind of like Mexican restaurant-ish kind of.
It is.
Yeah, grandma's.
You know?
Yeah, but we're talking about presentation for all
Yeah.
the splendor of the deal.
for the show.
But that is, I guess, yeah, Sendog's not wrong here. It looks
No, he's
good.
not wrong, but I'm just saying, even when you're ordering food and you receive that food, that dish, your taste buds will have a more watery reaction when they actually see what they're about to taste.
True that. When
Instead of going, oh, that's a nice blue plate.
when the plate is distracting from what is on the plate,
Yeah,
it is a problem.
that's what I'm saying.
It's just like a joint when they submit a joint rating and they got all this crap on the tray. Instead of cleaning the tray and just having the joint there nice and clean, to not be distracted by all the other bits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, white plate makes me not comment about the plate,
Right.
and I can actually focus on what's being presented on the plate.
I agree. Next.
I'll probably butcher this one. We
You will.
got Inner Realms up in here saying the wifey made some fire ass chilaquiles.
Chilaquiles.
Yeah, good job. Good job, both.
There we
Good
go.
job.
What do you guys think of
Yeah,
this?
there's your white plate.
I take it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I would take it.
Now I can see the flavor.
I like the cilantro on top too,
Yep.
man. That's a nice splash right there.
Magnificent.
Should the cheese be melted on this or not?
Yes, it
Okay.
should. It usually is. He
Word.
probably just put extra cheese on top. And it hadn't melted yet because it should be melted. All right.
And next up in here, let's see. We got Scott up in here, and Scott is saying, my wife and I made some chicken souvlaki for Saturday's dinner.
See, look at the presentation, Sin.
Mm-hmm.
It all just pops.
Excellent.
And he's saying he's got some lightly pickled red onions, cucumbers mixed with some tomatoes.
See if you guys got my back here, right? But the fork kind of is like just taking up space where there should have been more food.
Right.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Right? Is that what I see?
It's like
I mean,
half
that's
the
what
plate
I
is
see.
eaten already.
I
Yeah.
think, listen, I think he compensated with the fork for lack of portion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
like the fork says to me, like, I didn't have enough.
Well, maybe this is his diet right
Like,
here.
what is
Yeah,
this
that's
shit?
probably his proportion.
Well,
What is it?
center
Fix
it
it.
more. Center
what
it
are we
more.
eating
For
here?
different lifestyles.
I think it was an artsy choice.
Healthy for different lifestyles.
What is it though? Like chicken? What is that?
Chicken souvlaki.
Yeah, it's chicken with a potato
Okay.
and the other pickled onion.
And he's saying not pictured right now is store-bought pita. It's not pictured.
We need to picture it.
That goes in the hole on the plate.
Right. Put the whole thing on me.
Put the whole. I want to see the whole everything, yo.
I want to see the whole deal, son.
Yeah.
Come on.
There was pita there? I didn't even see a pita.
You need to center that
He
whole.
could have put the pita on the plate.
Yeah, the pita would have been right where that fork is. Now I would have
Yeah.
been seeing a meal.
and use more of the center of the plate. You know
All
what I
right,
mean?
Sendog's getting creative here. Let's go. This is a different side.
You guys got me fucking stoned.
We need Sendog to send in some food
Shh,
submissions.
kidding me? He ain't cooking for you.
I don't cook, homeboy.
He said that already. You just ain't listening, Bolton.
No, I'm listening. I'm just trying to get him to cook something.
He's
Sendog is saying,
gonna break your arm up.
Sendog is saying some other people's picks. Like, here, I made this. Holmes.
Hey, Bolton.
Check this out, homie. I
What's
made
up?
this.
Every now and then, I will make a superb set of scrambled eggs.
Any like pepper on there? Any salsa?
Yeah, whatever you want, man.
Sen, you fuck.
Well, hey, Sen.
Yeah.
He rocks with the tapatio.
Patio.
Patio on the tack house.
All right.
That was not me who said that.
Sure.
Usually it's for the kids.
We got Smokestack up in here saying, "Be real." Can I get a joint rating?
Oh, here we
Ooh,
go.
to the neck.
Here we go.
Talk about.
Okay. Let's start by this. The paper is not lined up properly there. But that's
not even a heady
that's-
tip. That's a dirty tip.
and that's a dirty tip. Let's just say
Ooh.
points off on the dirty tips. When you
What do you
go
mean dirty?
to,
What do you mean dirty tip?
it hasn't been cleaned
How do you know that?
because you could see
On the
by
color?
the inner rim right there.
Uh-huh.
Brown.
That would be clear.
Oh.
It's brownish. There's it's a little bit of resin there.
Oh, I thought it was that color. I thought that was the
No,
Oh, no.
that's why he said that's not a heady tip. And right here at the neckline or above the neckline, you could see right here at the bottom. Well, if you want to start at the top, yeah, right there. It's a little sloppy there, and then it gets sloppier up top, and then down here, it's like a shark swam alongside you and just bumped you and caused a big indentation there. You know what I'm saying? Next,
right there where the hand is now. That's what he's talking about.
yeah, yeah. It's almost like you.
Like a taco impression.
Yeah. What happened here is that you didn't put enough weed right here in the neckline. You know what I mean? Like that. Like the disbursement of weed is off. It's like you pushed it towards the center or something, or you didn't put enough there at the neckline of the tip. And as you go to the right, you see where you caught it a little bit. But then a UFO came and hit you with one of their little rays and stuff like that, and scorched the side of the paper there.
That paper looks like the surface of the moon on one side.
Yeah.
And then the bottom side, that's you licked way too much. That's an overlick.
It's the Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It looks like a gold leaf at the end. Like gold leaf did something.
And you rolled a shorty.
Yeah.
So look, let me say this. It's not great. It's not the most horrible I've seen. You do have, like the shape is there. You just got to get like it fully rolled properly so that you don't have like these indentations and that and your paper off like that. Because if you see the paper line too, it kind of spirals off. You just got to get the feeling better. You'll be shaping your joints right. Just keep on rolling. Roll more weed.
Need Botox.
You'll get it finesse. Put more weed in there. It's like Steph says, put enough weed. Don't put a little bit. Put enough. And even if you push some out of one end of the paper, at least it'll be even. You know what I mean? Because it's all going to push out. Whatever needs to go out will go out.
You can always fill the end.
And you can always, fill the end and pack it at the end.
Stuff it.
Yeah, stuff it.
Smoke.
Don't overstuff it, though. If you want it to be even, it's all in the shaping. So remember those couple things. All right, next.
So what is that rated?
Oh, that's a 3.
Hey, that's a real generous 3.
That's a generous 3.
That's
Be real.
generous.
Be real rates hard. though.
Yeah, because
He's tough with it.
Listen, there's been other ones with clean tips that got a better rating. I mean, got a worse
bro.
rating. That was a dirty tip in
gave
there. That's
all
a
that for
1.
3.
That joint's probably gonna smoke like a 10, but for those reasons, hey.
Oh, it's at best going to smoke like a 7 with that dirty tip.
With the dirty tip, yes, it's gonna smoke like a 7. Soak your tips in alcohol, 90% alcohol. Soak them overnight. Take them out, rinse them. Boom.
You're back.
Yeah, don't be smoking with dirty tips. That's nasty.
That literally in a little cup of boiling water and a Q-tip would have come out in way better shape.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Yeah.
You don't even need the alcohol.
Yeah. Clean your tips. All right, next.
And we got our boy Jason up in here showing off some pictures from his DoorDash runs.
Oh boy,
that's a nice whip.
That's a nice one.
That's
Old
a
school.
Ford, huh?
Nice.
We got a bat a bat license plate. The bat plate, son.
And you DoorDash with that car?
No, he's just showing off pictures from his DoorDash.
Okay. I was like, man, bro, don't be driving that around.
Here he is at Five Guys.
Those cars, man, they come after those cars. Those cars are hard to find, man.
Somebody always needs parts.
What is that?
Ranchero.
Ranchero.
That's
Modified Ranchero.
And of course, because the Matrix is cold as ice, there's a little straight up tractor right there that could easily carve a hole in the side of that.
Yep.
Like, why would you even park that right there?
Oh, bro, that's nice, man.
That's a pretty ambitious place to park right there.
Yeah. I mean, even if you were saying this is a good spot where I could show it off on the street with the tractor in the back.
That doesn't even seem like a legal spot.
I know.
No,
I wouldn't
see
park
the lines.
I wouldn't park my car there. Are you crazy? Somebody like could overshoot that and crack that.
Yeah. That's poor park.
Or not overshoot it, but cut early.
Yeah, that's not an optimum parking spot.
No.
Here's Jason at Five Guys picking up some food.
Word.
I love Five Guys. I like their shit.
Yeah, Five Guys is good. Their
We got
fries
homie
are
in the
really
back, and
good.
he's like, "Why you taking my picture, fool?"
Their Cajun fries are dope too.
Look at him.
Yes. He's like, fuck out of here.
This look like a game,
It's
homie.
like, what are you doing?
Fuck you doing?
No pictures in here, Doc.
Probably thought you were for the
He's like, no,
headquarters.
post me. No, post me.
Here he is at Taco Bell.
Oh.
Don't know where this
A little
is.
kid doing the same thing. He's like, "Why you taking our picture, Holmes?"
Like, what?
Yup. He's like,
Who's this fool?
yeah, what place is that?
Watching y'all.
That's Taco Bell.
Oh, it is Taco
Is
Bell.
that the inside of it?
That looks nice.
pretty fancy.
I haven't been to Taco Bell in a minute.
All right.
Ain't no damn Taco Bell.
That looks like a straight up restaurant.
Yeah, that looks like a restaurant.
What kind of Taco Bell is that?
Here he is at Wendy's.
He's on a run.
Captain D's Seafood.
Fast food tour.
Captain.
These nuts.
Here he is at Starbucks.
The Bucks.
Now, is he eating at all these places, or is he just going by, hey, taking a picture?
flicks.
Hey, he was doing.
Because if you're eating there all in one day, now I'll be impressed.
He was door dashing it or whatever.
Yeah, I think he's delivery.
Right.
So he's picking up people's stuff and delivering it to. That's cool though.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Giving us a little insight
Word up.
of your door dashing. All right, bet.
Love it.
That's the new
We'll
thing.
take it. All right.
We got Sugar Shane up in here saying, for Psycho Les, I found a rough copy of the single Let's Get Dough.
Word up. Let's get dope. Featuring Fat Man Scoop.
Let's get papeles.
Banger. Always. Tell you, shout out.
Word.
Hell yeah.
We got Tribe of Gypsies up in here saying the Texas heat is getting us. It's 107 degrees.
Damn.
Where's that?
Texas.
Whoa.
Gotta love Texas.
You know, it's funny. Everybody be like, "Man, I'm gonna move to Texas." Okay, you ready for that?
You better have some
You want to move
AC.
today?
There's Texas right there. 107.
You want to move today?
Yeah.
You want to go right now, bro? It's 107. Man, sit your ass down in L.A. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you need that
Going
AC
to
out there,
Texas,
bro.
man.
You better hope it's working.
No, stay hydrated.
For real, bro.
Texas.
It's hot. Man.
We got a boy Ruben up in here smoking on some weed, watching the podcast. Salute to you guys.
All right. That's some good weed right there, man.
That looks good, bro.
And we like what you did with that clean tray.
Yes, that's a clean tray. That's a good clean tray. Now should they have a white tray?
I'm all right with the design trays. These are
All right.
these are fine, but it's
All right, cool.
none worse than you see like ashes,
Yeah, no.
stems, and all that. You're
Yeah,
like,
no,
what
we
the
don't wanna
hell?
see that.
Come on.
We got Mizzle 10 up in here saying, shout to Psycho Les for a great night of beers and beats at Angel City Brewery.
Word up. Word up.
Word up.
Biz and beats, B.
Word up. Shout out Angel City. It was a dope.
Where was that at, Les?
It was right here up the block, you know.
Oh, I had L.A.?
Yeah, right here downtown.
Yeah. Beats and beer all night. You know, I was giving to
That's
you know,
dope.
doing
It's
the,
a cool spot.
doing the 45s, all vinyl.
Nice.
It was dope. It was dope.
We got J-Max C up in here saying, I found Snacks' older brothers while on a boat cruise with the fam. Saying this was up at Lake Joseph.
Those are his big cousins right there.
Damn. That's a nice picture, though.
America.
America. You know Snacks actually hates them fools. Them fools probably come and snatch their little baby eggs up and all their baby.
Oh, yeah. Those fools
That's
right
a nice
there.
pic, man.
That's like the ocean. Big bird eats little bird.
Yeah. They would have snacks for snacks.
Yep. Snacks would be a snack.
Yeah. He wouldn't stand a chance.
Shit, those things will take your dog.
Yeah. They'll take your dog, man.
They'll never take you from me, Snacks.
I don't like when I see them grabbing up squirrels. You know, I'm a squirrel guy, man. I like squirrels.
Oh, squirrels.
Oh,
You
man.
rip those up and feed it to the little one.
Easy. I feel bad.
Hey, man.
They'll snatch your baby.
Hey,
Don't you
eagles
regret?
kill coyotes like nothing.
Yeah, they'll take your baby.
Squirrel.
Yeah, there's
that night.
Man, those things are lethal, man. All right, next.
We got Nate up in here saying, I'm Nate here, shredding at 49 years old, looking forward to my 50th birthday.
Let's go.
Heck yeah.
Nifty 50.
Holy shit, dude.
He's shredding. Look at that.
Yeah, bust your ass. Man.
What's he on?
Snowboard.
Snowboard.
You ever seen these when they do these these races where they're on bikes and they're all on the snow like that?
Oh, that's crazy.
Man, they're flying down the mountain.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't hit a tree.
Oh man, they hit it just
they're
too thick
flying.
of snow. Takes out like 30 of them.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, where is he snowboarding at right now?
That's crazy.
Does he say where he's from?
It does not say.
Oh, all right.
He's done this before.
Yeah, it looks fun.
I wish I could do that, man.
If I had
That
gotten
was
into
fun,
it
man.
when I was younger, I would definitely
Yeah, for
do
sure.
it. But like at this point, no.
No way, man. I couldn't do it. No way.
Until that time you blow your
Hell
first
no.
knee out doing that.
Yeah, no.
He'll never do it again.
Tubing, that's my thing.
It looks fun though. It looks funner than the skiing with the two.
I remember back in the 90s, DJ Melody, he would go with his friends, and he used to DJ on the show, and he would come back that next, like whenever he would go, I'd see him the next day or whatever, and he'd come back and he'd be walking, oh, I'm sore, bro. I'm going to finish this mix, but I'm sore. I'd be like, damn, bro, you did all that happens in one day? So it takes a lot in your body, man.
Oh yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Plus your ass the first times you.
Oh,
do it,
yeah,
too.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
no way you're not.
Yeah,
And that's
for
going to
sure.
really put it on your body.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no.
It looks
I'm good.
good, though, man. I like
I'm
to see
good.
people do it, though,
I'm good appreciating the people who are good at it.
I mean, not to keep going on and on about it, but when they're the dudes that are going straight down the cliff sides and they're like flying for like 50, 100 foot,
That's crazy.
hit a little patch, pop to the next gap. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, when you see footage of guys that do that, they drop like 30, 40 feet, sometimes further. It's crazy.
But like in rocks.
And yeah, on mountainsides.
That's wild.
And then then you see them get up and go to the next. It's crazy. All right, next.
We got Jason back up in here showing off the rainbow out here in Alabama.
Bama.
That's nice.
That's the dome, everyone.
Bama country.
Bam. All right.
I like that.
We just got this sent in by Rosa and Ricky. She's asking if this is a young Julio G in the Menti Rosa video.
It sure is.
Big heaven.
That is sure me right there.
That's a slick. That's a slick
that.
dude, bro.
Look at that jacket, son.
That's a good fade, man.
Look at that jacket.
Word.
Yeah, bro, that was my first.
We are all in that.
No, that
video.
was the second video, right? We did Rhyme Fighter first.
Got
Yeah.
Stone
Yeah,
wash.
that's young Julio G right there, man.
Stone
Yeah.
wash jeans.
We're all in that one in that video.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
look carefully.
I think that's in '89 right there.
Positioned
89. I think
strategically.
'89.
Those days are fun times, right?
Fun times,
Got
bro.
that fresh cut.
That's the fresh fade right there. Papa.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, next.
And that seems to be it.
Yeah.
Word up. Thank you for the submissions. Keep them coming to BeRealTVContest@gmail.com, and we will put them on.
Didn't you say something about Mentirosa earlier? About
Manny
your
Rosa.
boy over here?
Yeah, so Mello was on yesterday. Salute to Mello. And someone sent in a
Super chat.
super chat and they had, I can't remember exactly what it was, but the word was mentirosa and Many Rosa. This is the way that Bolton pronounced it. This is to all my Many Rosas.
Oh, my dude.
And, it just made us all,
that's funny,
it tickled us all.
That's funny, man.
I can't breathe.
Oh, man.
Oh, I forgot to bring this up earlier. It says that Kevin Willis was one of the oldest NBA players. He retired at 44.
Damn. He was yoked, too.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Well, that's
Shake.
40, would you say 44?
44.
So he's probably the oldest in NBA history.
There's one dude from like the early 1900s that was 45.
Right.
But this is the most modern guy.
Before him, it was Kareem. Because I think Kareem was definitely 42.
And LeBron is up there too then, huh?
LeBron's 38, 37.
Yeah, but there's at least two guys in the league right now that can just go one more season and they beat out Kareem.
Oh, yeah, with the shape that these guys are in now, yeah, they could definitely do it. They can go higher if they want to. It just depends if they can stay healthy and they still want to play. And if a team will still sign them, if they're playing on a high level, if they're not playing on such a high level, most teams probably won't sign them.
Well, if you're not helping in that sport, you're a hindrance.
Yeah. But the good thing is that like players that still can play on a high level, but maybe not necessarily the NBA, they're like past the prime for the NBA, whatever, the 3 league that Ice Cube got going on, the big 3. A lot of them are playing there right now, and you could still see that they got games still. Like,
I'd like to watch that in that format, though. Like
to go see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
we got to let Cube know.
We got to go.
We want to
yeah,
go see
I'd love
that.
to go see that, man, because that sounds fun too. There's more street too. You know what I mean? It's like a 3-on-3. That's hard.
Yeah, of all former NBA
I know that's
professional
hard.
players.
I know they're going in.
Yeah, they're still playing. And they're not playing like exhibition style. They're playing to win. Because they're all like competitors.
Yeah,
they played on the pro level, so they're gonna bring that to there. So they're definitely balling.
And with a lot less tension and people looking over your shoulder and what what I mean? Because it's Ice Cube's thing, so it's a little different.
Oh, they still talk trash to each other.
No, I believe it.
That's awesome.
I believe it.
'Cause that lets you know it's kind of real. You know what I mean?
It's real, hell yeah.
Like like they're competitive about it. It ain't just like for show. They're actually trying to win that thing at the end of the season. You know what I'm saying?
I like how Ice Cube. Excuse me. I'm not saying that he won't maybe get into the NBA one day and own a team or whatever. But I like how he's just done it on his own and just I don't want to buy a team. I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it would be dope if he did though.
I think so. Eventually,
but you're right. It's dope how he created his own.
Yeah, he
thing.
created his own lane like he always has. You know what I mean? So I respect him for that. I wish people would support him more. You know what I mean? And we need more of that. We need guys like that. We need to support guys like that. So big up to Ice Cube, man.
And in the other aspect of it too is that he's like such a fan of NBA and the NBA players and the guys that have put in time in the NBA to like create a platform like this that they could still shine. They may not be playing in the NBA, but they still play on this high level of game. And boom, we're gonna highlight that and give these guys another platform if they still wanted to play. Because a lot of these guys don't stop playing. Just because they're not in the pros anymore doesn't mean they don't like go to a gym or they don't play in another league somewhere in another country and stuff like that. And so, it's just he provides another platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope.
And it's growing, and that's dope. But you're right. Yeah, more people should support it. If you love basketball, definitely you should support it. All right, we're going to open up the doors to the Insane Asylum. That means y'all out there watching this, you got a comment, question, shout out, suggestion. We want to hear it. Let's go.
Welcome to the Insane Asylum.
All right, let's do this. We got Chipmunk up in here saying happy birthday to Chino from the Deftones.
Yeah. Happy birthday,
Happy
Chino.
birthday, Chino.
Turn up.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Hell yeah.
And we got Mike up in here saying, I have a Cypress Hill question. A few years back, y'all played the Gathering of the Juggalos. What was your experience like, and did y'all dig it?
Wow, I remember that.
It was fun. I had fun. I thought it was crazy. It was one of the craziest things I'd ever seen, but like not in a bad way. It was like actually fun. They're trying to antique Sendog through the whole show.
Yeah, fuck that dude that threw that chalk at me and fucked my fresh ass Pendleton up.
Hey, I remember that show, man. So
Hit me
I
right on the
remember,
shoulder.
like having to kind of get geared up for that because I wasn't ready for that. I was like, I don't know what they're gonna do. What?
I
Hey,
didn't know
man,
either.
I was like, oh man, I'm not really ready for motherfuckers to be throwing shit at me, man. Like they're like, but we got to do the show. All right, but it was fun though. I remember that show. It was crazy. They had a good ass time and we rocked them out. Awesome. We went in heavy too. We went right in. We didn't even play. Let's go right to it. Let's get it. Yeah, that was fun that night, man.
Yeah, it was a fun show.
Yeah, I
like
remember
the crazy thing was when they were setting off fireworks in the crowd like nothing. You know, GA style. You know,
Wildest
it's
show
all,
I've been
it's
to.
like a festival, like a crazy ass festival where people are allowed to bring in fireworks
Yeah.
and fireball. It was crazy. It was fun. I had fun.
Me too.
It was a good show too. Hobson was off the chain.
Yeah,
that
that's
night.
right. That's right. That's
Like
right.
he did a really good show that
Yeah, you got
day.
a good memory. That's right, man.
And you know, like he did this jump from the stage to the crowd. It was an enormous jump. I was like, man, I hope he makes it, because like I saw what he was trying to do, like just kind of baiting the crowd to bait him to jump out there, and the gap was probably slightly longer than this table, right? Not this way, but width, whatever. And I didn't think he could make it, but like the jump he did to get over that barrier into the crowd, it was like enormous, and they ate that up.
That's tight.
Crowd went crazy for that. Salute to Hobson. Haven't seen him in a long time, but yeah, his live shows were pretty dope. And that night at the Juggalo Fest or Gathering of the Juggalos, crazy jump. Probably the furthest jump I've ever seen somebody do from stage to crowd.
That's crazy.
When you think about the in-between spot, right? There's the stage and then that in-between spot, and then there was like a little bit more of a barrier after that, and then the crowd. So that there's room for the security to work and all that stuff. But it was a pretty decent jump. And he looked like Michael Jordan out there, Mike.
I've seen Sen do some jumps too, man. Sendog has done some jumps.
Yeah, Sendog.
I used to like when Sendog used to do he'd go in the crowd and then he would have his feet straight up.
Yeah,
Like
that
he
was
would
hard.
go- That was the hardest. I've never seen nobody do that.
He didn't want people to
Dang,
steal his shoes.
That was hard.
Oh, that was so hard when you would do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, Sen's on one night.
All you see was
Hey,
two
Sen,
legs
every
sticking
night
up out
you
of the crowd.
you never get scared when you get out there. Like you just because every night you used to go at it, just jump out there.
No, I never got scared. Normally they hold you up, but I remember one time we were on I think the Soul Assassin tour, and they dropped me to the ground.
Oh,
I hit the back of my head really hard, and when they picked me up, I really didn't know where I was at. It took like 10 seconds before it all came back to me. I'm at a show. And then thousands of people around me like, yeah. But I believe I knocked myself out right quick. If they hadn't picked me up so fast,
Yeah.
I probably would have been out.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, no shoes up.
Yeah.
But that was a great technique to not get your shoes get snatched off.
Hard, bro.
Well, you know what? I did it more for the style of it because everybody
Nobody's seen that.
yeah.
Yeah, nobody's seen
the
that.
whole
That was
concert's
different.
standing up and you got two legs up and like that. That kind of looks kind of crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Never seen nothing like that.
Yeah, that was awesome. People still don't do that. All right, next.
And we got Midget Mike up in here asking, yo, Julio G, what was it like teaching Be Real how to DJ?
Oh, we just that was something we were doing at soundcheck. One day we were messing around, and I don't know, we just started messing around, like let's do this, and it was just really just doing them at sound checks until we figured out how to get a routine going that we could do like in the show, and then we was like, man, we should just try it at the show, And then that's kind of how that whole thing started. But that really was just us messing around at sound checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is that routine. I mean, it's ice cold routine.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody's ever seen nobody do that. What rapper have you seen do that?
Yeah, no.
Never. You'll never, and you probably will never see that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was a good show. We had a lot of things going on. That's kind of what the Cypress Hill show was all about. It was kind of like going around the stage and showing off just different things, from percussions to the DJ solos to all that. So that was always fun, man.
Trying to blow people's minds.
Yeah,
with things. Yeah.
But we've always been like that since we were kids and we were in backyard parties. Our thing was always to entertain people. We always, since we were breakdancing too, with battling people, our thing was to entertain people. It wasn't to turn you off. We wanted you to admire and be like, damn, that's dope. You know what I mean? So that's always been our thing, is like, we could just go out there and sing a song, but you know, these guys know the way I work. It's like, nah, man, we gotta do something, man. Let's spice it up. Let's figure something out. And then we all just add our ideas, and that becomes, you know, the show. But that all comes from backyard parties, you know, trying to impress people.
Yep.
Backyard parties were always the funnest shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
You were like right there, you know, and everybody was there for the same reason. That was to get as many drinks as they could in.
Mm-hmm.
That was the rawest party ever.
Mm-hmm. And then we
at least out here on the West Coast.
And then we would go do like little shows too, like just like, you know, where other groups were performing, like little coming up groups, you know what I mean? And we would go jump in there and we would have our little 15 minutes and, you know, drive all the way over here. That was just kind of the whole thing. But it was always to entertain.
Yep.
You know,
There was a lesson somewhere in it
Yeah,
all.
all of it.
After everything we did.
We got Jibby up in here saying, I'm a sports fan, and like B, I got into hockey late, and when I saw it live, it changed my whole perception of sports. It's the most awesome event live I've been to, and outside of a rock show, it's like one of the greatest.
You just got to dress warm. If you're staying close to the ice, put a hoodie on or something, because it gets cold in there. Right, Steph? You've been to enough hockey.
It's cold, and don't take a seat above the plexi shield.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh.
Don't do that.
Words of
Really?
That first 5 rows, 10 rows above the shield.
That's crazy.
You're going to be saying what the puck's going on.
What the fuck's going on?
Those are nasty seats.
Yeah.
We got Tacos up in here asking, what is a good rolling paper for joints?
Elements. King size.
Vibes, zigzags.
Dr. Greenthumb. I like
Dr. Greenthumb. Well, those are, you know, promos. We don't really ain't out there like that yet. But yeah, there's a lot of good papers. Elements are definitely dope. I've been rolling with a lot of vibes lately.
Which are the worst?
Zigzag.
Oh, we ain't giving them
Zigzags.
Nah, they're not the worst.
Bamboo.
Oh. So
No,
Squeeze.
no, there's those ain't even close. There's worse. Much worse.
What about the ones with the wire in them? What are those called?
Randy.
Randy.
Remember Randy's?
Those are the ones.
Cockroach.
Those are the shit.
Those are the shit,
Those are the
man.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Go buy me a pack.
Took it back with that.
That would be a crazy thing. Make a list of the worst. We'll do that. We're gonna make a list of the worst so that you see it.
I mean, everybody loves some Randy's at some point. You know?
Yeah.
That was great.
It was more novelty than anything.
Yeah.
But you could smoke more of your joint with the Randy's.
You smoked all of it.
Yeah. Some people are wasteful. I'll tell you, I can't tell you how many times I've seen a funky field tip thrown in the ashtray and forgotten about
Halfway through.
this
That
much
much
left.
left.
Above the
How
neckline,
dare you.
like about that much.
How
I'm
dare
like,
you.
what are you doing?
How
What are
dare
you doing?
Got to the finish line and you just
How dare
gave
you.
up.
Gave up. Come on.
Hey, waste not, want not. I smoke my whole damn thing
too.
all the way down. I do not waste my joints. So like when I see that, it's like a pet peeve. I realize that it's become a pet peeve when I see that. I'm like,
God damn
it's very wasteful. Next.
And we got E-Man up in here asking, Send Dog, how was the process of putting together Not Today with the transplants?
That was kind of cool. I got there the day Travis had just finished doing drums or whatever, and then I went in with I forget. I think we did it at Mario C's crib. No, I'm lying. It was at Time Bomb's house, and we went in there and did the vocals there, and then it clicked in right away because I kind of like vibed out to it right quick. It was easy to write to, and those guys are like take your time, but it took me like 30 minutes to write that, and then we went in there and laid it, and then I got on stage with them guys one time and at some festival, and before that we rehearsed it the day before, and it was cool, but the day on stage it was going quicker. They were like a whip whap, you know what I mean? Shit wasn't this quick yesterday. You know what I mean? So I noticed that from one day to the next, like how their playing had gotten more serious when they got to the stage time. And it was more of it was still the same song, but it was just like
it's tightened up.
Yeah, tightened up kind of quick, and it was kind of awesome.
You said you recorded at Mario C's house from the old school Mario C from.
No, I had old school Mario C. I was confusing the session.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, that one jam we wrote at Time Bomb's house. Yeah.
That's funny you said that because I was thinking about those guys the other day. I was thinking, man, they should do like a story on those guys, like, because at that time, like, remember Mike Ross and Matt Dyke?
Yeah.
And then you had Mario C, and then you had the Dust Brothers. These are all white kids that were just like doing hip hop, and people didn't realize like they dropped Tone Loc, Young MC, Def Jeff.
They had a run.
The Beastie Boys. The Dust Brothers produced that Paul's Boutique, one of my favorite Beastie Boy albums. That was produced by the Dust Brothers. That all came out of that little studio right there on Santa Monica, remember?
They had a great run.
Yeah, they had a great run.
Joint.
Yeah. And then Mellow Man Ace came through there also. So they ought to do a story on those guys. Those guys had an interesting story back
I'm sure there will. I'm sure
Oh,
somebody will come up with that story because it is a dope story when you think about it.
We just saw Def Jeff.
Oh yeah,
in Atlanta or something. Remember?
Was it Atlanta?
Yeah, I don't know.
Shout out
somewhere
to
like
Def
that.
Jeff.
Yeah, it was Atlanta.
Shout out to Def Jeff.
That's right. What's good with Def Jeff, B?
He's chilling, man.
Yeah, he's chilling. He looks great.
I'll tell you a story. So Def Jeff, he got that record deal through me. At that time, we were all 1580 KD Mixmasters. We were all looking for a rapper to make a record with. And so I met Def Jeff he had a little apartment. He had a little studio, like a little small studio, and Hen G was doing a demo over there. And so Hen G went to get something to eat, and Def Jeff was like, hey, man, I rap, man. Can I play you something? I'm like, yeah. Played me like 3 songs. I thought it were amazing. And you did that? That's me. I rapped, I produced. I said, oh, man, I went right over to Delicious Vinyl because I had just started working with them. And I said, hey, man, you guys got to sign this dude, man. We got to do this thing, me, Def Jeff, Julio G. Because I was on the radio, and they were like, yeah, because I had just played them on the radio. That's how I met Matt Wright, because I broke Tone Loc's On Fire on 1580 K-Day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I met those guys. And so I did some scratching for Young MC. I let him know, and my name is Young. That was my first like professional thing I did. And then I brought Def Jeff. And then they gave Def Jeff the deal. But it just didn't work out at the end because Jeff, I was trying to make it a me and him thing, but he wanted to be a solo artist. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of pushing myself a little bit on him. And I kind of figured that out, and I just kind of, you know what? Because I liked him personally. I was like, you know what, man, let me just back up. Let me let homeboy just do his thing. This is not going to work out, but I don't want it to not work out for him.
Right.
Because he's dope. And it ended up being, boom, Def Jeff came out and did his thing. So big props to my boy. That's my man. We go right back.
Yeah.
Salute to Def Jeff.
Yeah.
All right. Next.
And next up in here, we got Midget Mike asking, yo, do you guys remember MTV's Rock and Jock?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that show about? I remember the name. But
It was when they did a sports thing, whether it was baseball, football, or basketball. Whenever the season was popping, they would like do a spin-off,
with
Rock and Jock,
celebrities.
with musicians.
Yeah.
And they did all forms of it. You know what I'm saying? They did a football one. They did a basketball one. They did a baseball one or softball, whatever. And
shit was mad years ago.
yeah, and then did an NFL football one.
It didn't
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah, I mean it was a thing for a while. I think the last one I remember them doing. I think you were in it, Sen. It was a Rock and Jock for MTV, where it was with Jenny Rivera, rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
Akon, and it was for MLS football.
That's that.
And they had him as a goalie.
And I was getting down too.
He got down. He saved a couple. Akon was like killing it though, because like you could see this guy could really play. And then when he came here, and like he sat with us, he told us he was about to go pro. He was like in college. He was one of the top footballers in the nation, like in terms of, I guess, collegiate, whatever. Oh. And he was going to go into that, but he got into the music instead.
So he was out there getting busy. Like, oh man, what's up?
Doing that that backwards kick.
Oh man,
psycho kick.
Yeah,
doing all that shit. I would get the ball.
Like, what the hell?
I would look for him and throw it to him. Like, go get him,
go get him, man. That's tight.
Yeah, that was crazy. I couldn't play. My ankle, I think I rolled it playing paintball, so I couldn't play that day. And Sendog, he bit the bullet and went and played. There he goes.
Oh, there it is.
Up. Yeah.
There you
there
go.
It is. Rocking the style. Like, y'all can't see me.
That's tight, bro.
I'll tell you a funny story that night after that game, we had there was an after party, and in that game were a bunch of like professional MLS guys and guys that played in the Olympics and all that. And I went to the party, and they all walk up to me like, "Hey man, so where'd you play your college ball at?" I'm like, college? You know what I mean? Anyways, I eventually told him that was the first time I ever played that game.
Oh, you got to change that picture, man. Change it.
I don't know where they got that one. That's not on my side.
He's wearing the ugly uniform right there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because that's where the Galaxy play, where they held that. They were like sponsoring, I guess, part of the sponsoring of that MTV event. Because I think they were new. Yeah, it was new. It was like the sport was barely building up at that point. But yeah, we can only show that for a heartbeat.
And you mentioned Jenny Rivera was there.
Yeah, Jenny Rivera.
Jenny Rivera, rest in peace.
Yeah,
it was cool. All right.
And we got Karina up in here saying, "What up, fam? We just booked our vacay and included Denver for the Cypress Hill Symphony show. Will y'all be dressing up for this one because I need to plan an outfit to pack?"
Yes, we will.
When is that show?
That's July 20th, I believe.
Yep. July.
Damn, that's gonna be dope, man. You guys gonna film that and everything?
Not that one.
Okay.
Not that one, but the goal is to
Man, I'd love to see that like in that form, man. That'd be great to see that. And you guys doing the whole Black Sunday album?
Yeah, hey, we're doing one in San Diego if you want to come.
Oh, I'd love to go to see that, man. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And I seen you guys are doing another tour with Ice Cube in Europe.
Yeah, doing another.
And with who else?
I think the game.
You gonna try it again?
We're gonna try it again.
You gonna try this another time, bro?
Round two. Try it again, blood. Let's go.
Can he make it?
Let's go, Damu.
Will he make it, game? Come on. Will we make it or not?
We got to make it.
Come on now.
Bring it.
We got Western Goods up in here asking, Julio, what are some of the records you broke in L.A.?
And what era?
What record did he break?
What 80s? You want to go 80s? You want to go 90s? 2000s?
Let's go 90s.
Just give him 5.
Like 90s?
Just give him 5 good examples.
I got some good ones.
Just give him 5 good
Some
examples.
good ones in the 90s, man. Let me see something good in the 90s. I want to say I was the first person to play Hit 'Em Up. I was the first person to play. Well, you said Broke People, right? Broke People. Let me see. First,
or Broke Records. It doesn't.
Well, Broke Records, yeah. Like, oh man, there's so many of them, dog. It's. Let me see something good. Like 50 Cent's early work was through me. I was the first one to play. Well, I want to say the Wake Up Show played Eminem, but like on a real breaking Eminem in Los Angeles, that was a song called Brain Damage. That was before he even signed to Dre. I was playing that, and then I was playing Your Life. I was playing How to Rob from 50 Cent, but they sent me Your Life's on the Line, and I was the first person playing Your Life's on the Line in LA, and I was playing that record a lot to the point that they called me, and Columbia told me to just back off because he had got shot. And they were like, "Hey man, we ain't gonna go through with that project. So just you're going too hard on it. Like you're kind of wasting your time now." And I was like, "What?" I remember telling them, "What? Oh no, man, this guy's gonna be the next thing." You know what I mean? So that song ended up on his first album, Get Rich or Die Trying. But I was playing that years before that. So I would say that, and then you know, man, it's just so many people. You know, in the '80s, Gangstar was the first one to play Words That I Manifest. I started that situation at that time. You know, I want to say Above the Law wasn't really getting radio play like that. I don't want to say I broke them, but I brought them to radio with Black Superman. And that became like a huge classic record for them. But that came through me kind of reintroducing the record. You know what I mean? So it's been to a lot of them, a lot of the West Coast, basically.
Yeah. That's right.
And we got Shane up in here asking, what happened to Theo? He was cool in the afternoons on the beat.
I haven't talked to Theo since, I want to say maybe like 2006 or 7. And we were working together at 93.5 KD, but that's kind of the last time I like spoke to him or seen him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where his family was from the Bay. So he might went back up to the Bay and, you know.
I ain't seen him in over like 20 years or something like that. I mean, I know the last thing he was trying to do is be on TV. Yeah. Like transition from
his family had like a lot of real estate up north and a lot of stuff. So he had like side stuff besides just the radio game. Yeah. So he had like other options, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I think he was trying to transition though from radio to TV though.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, because everybody was you know, there was a lot of things going on at that time. It was starting to bubble, so it was a lot of opportunities. But yeah, I haven't talked to him in a long time.
We got Joe V up in here saying, if you listen to hip-hop radio stations today, it's the same songs repeated over and over.
That's the way it always is.
Yeah, that's called programming. It's called, we're going to program you to like this song. We're going to play 20 songs at times a day.
The only thing that's different is if you got a mix show where they are letting the mix show choose their own songs that are not in rotation. Mm-hmm. You know, if you get that, then that's a true mix show. Most of the time, though, you'll hear these so-called mix shows, and they'll just be playing what's in rotation, just a quick mix of it with some other stuff. But it's called a familiar mix. You know what I mean? You don't want that type of thing if you're having a mix show. You want to play different stuff. You know, highlight different parts of different artists that maybe, you know, that you think are doper than their single or whatever. You know what I mean? You're playing deeper shit than just a single. That's what mix shows used to do. They don't necessarily do that anymore, but yeah. It just depends how you want to run it.
And just so you understand why you hear the same songs over and over, I'm gonna give you a little explanation of that. It's what it break down to the way they do radio is that they go by time spent listening. So they gauge how long are you being listened to, right? So let's say the average in my time in radio, we had 30 minutes, 20 minutes. You know what I mean? It was like, but now today the time span of listening is 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's why they play the song 20 minutes later, because the odds are that person turned off already, and then they're getting a new person walking into the car, and they're going to hear that Drake record. So for me and you, if you listen to for 30 minutes, and that's why you're going to hear those songs a few times over and over, because that's probably the most popular song, and they're going to play that like every 30 minutes or every hour. So that's why you hear those same songs, and because they test well, because they do call outs on them and see, how they test, and there you go. But it's that technique is old and antique to me, so that's why it's outdated. Like anything else, it's had its time, but today it's just you need a new. If somebody came with a radio station with just open format, it'd probably be successful.
Yeah,
we're gonna play things, so just listen.
Yeah,
what I mean?
I just listen to the old school radio stations. That's it.
Yeah,
and they're doing great for that reason, bro. Because people want to go back and have fun listening to stuff that they grew up on because it's so
80s,
different.
80s.
Yeah, 80s, a lot of good stuff out there,
Do that.
We got Kale up in here saying, countdown to Cypress Hill concert in Toronto, 18 more days, can't wait to go. He's saying, I was excited for Cypress Back in Black when it dropped, and it did not disappoint at all.
Well, thank you.
All right,
so much.
Here we come, eh?
What up?
Budweiser stages where they have that lake
Yeah.
up on
Yeah.
the dressing rooms and all that, right?
Yeah, that's a dope venue.
Yeah, always had a good time there.
Excellent.
We got Sean up in here saying, Send Dog, it's good to see you. Glad you've been doing the podcast. Much respect.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Much respect. Right back at you.
Awesome.
We got K Mac up in here saying looks like Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul is going to be a 10-round fight.
Wow.
Who you got, B-Real?
Who do I got?
Yeah.
I'm going with the Diaz brothers.
The Diaz brothers.
Yes.
Love it. Cockroaches.
It should be good. Because the Diaz, Nate and Nick, which I think he's fighting Nate. I know he's fighting Nate. They got a boxing background, so he's gonna be boxing with a dude who knows how to box, has experience in it. Like that's part of their training is a lot of boxing. So should be interesting. But
And who do they do these fights through? Like who's
their own?
They're just their own. These guys are just coming up with their own scraps.
It's like exhibition boxing because it's not no one's ranked. You know what I mean? This is all for like the public to come check out. It's like celebrity boxing, but on a slightly different level.
Wow.
Right? And they're caking up without bringing the boxing world or anyone else in there.
Bring it.
And they're getting like pretty significant paydays. It's crazy.
Wow, man. I wish they would do that in the hood, man. I really wish they would have somewhere it's like, okay, these people have beef with these people. Let's just have you know what I mean? For charity.
Yeah.
And you get your main homie from your set, you get your main homie from your set. And you guys,
nah, but that's
it would never.
Once one guy loses, everybody's gonna start fighting.
No. But you can't bring your hood with you. This is off site.
That's impossible.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But it would be dope to see something like that.
It would be dope to see something like that.
Because there's money you can make and help the community, and it works in everybody's favor. Yeah, I know that's right. They can't handle the loss, huh?
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
You want to be like, man, come on, for real, don't do it. But it ain't gonna matter, right? Ain't gonna matter because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's because the OGs. It's because OGs have no say so today, and that's just unfortunate. Because back at one time, if some OGs said, "Hey, we're gonna do this, like set this up," it could get done. But in today's day, you can't. I don't think these OGs have any kind of, you know what I mean, with the youngsters. The youngsters gonna do what they're gonna do. Yeah,
it's a communication breakdown.
Different time.
All right, you got any more?
Last one here. We got Nathan from Europe saying, "Yo, what up to the legends? Party 1, 2, 3. Want to wish my big brother Lance and his girl Nessie the best of days. He reached level 30 today. He's saying they go to Cali in August and tell them what they should see. I'll smoke 2 joints for you guys."
Party 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, party 1, 2, 3. All the best.
Congratulations on your level up. I don't know. Go see the beaches. Go to Disneyland.
Go see the Cypress Hill Star in the Walk of Fame.
That's right.
Go to Dr. Greenthumbs.
Go to Dr. Greenthumbs. What else?
Smoke.
Magic Mountain. Or Six Flags is a lot of people call
And
it.
get you some Mexican food.
Get some Mexican food. Get some Cuban food. Get some Colombian food.
Let me know where you can find one.
Get some Brazilian barbecue.
Excellent.
Pogo.
Son, you still awake up there?
Fogos.
Yes.
How you doing?
Fogos. Fogos, remember?
Mm.
I'm just saying. All right, man.
All
Good
right.
stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, we lost you. All right.
Yeah, he woke up like Fogos.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we want to thank everybody for getting down with us today on the Dr. Greenthumb Show. We'll remind you that we got the mix show after this, so stay tuned in. If you are on Twitch, lock it in because we're going to start up shortly. But much love to all y'all. Thank you for your love and support that you give us on the daily, for being here with us on this show. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you right here with us. We appreciate that. We sent you love and positivity. Julio G, you got any shout-outs?
Shout out to everybody tuned in today. It's always fun being here at the table with all the guys, man. So I'll be back next week, man. And much love to all my family over at LA Kush.
Word. Shout out to everybody on the chat. Shout out to everybody here at the table. If you're checking for the merch, I got 15% off if you copping it this week. The psycholessshop.com. If you on the IG and you checking for me, psycholess.official. And if you like to have drinks like these, Psycholess Beats and Beer. Squeeze.
Bolton.
Shout the Insane Asylum. Thank you guys so much. Shout to Ray Morning Shot Films. Shout to the Dominator. And shout to Son Doobie for hanging out with us up here. What up, Maine?
Thank you, guys. Hey, just big shout out to everybody. Big shout out to Julio G, Sin, Les, B, everybody. Once again, Aton, Ray, Dom, Bolton. Love you guys. Big shout out to Bar Red. I'm going to be out there doing my hip-hop thing June 30th, Friday, Denver, Colorado, USA. You guys, all right? Love you guys. That's it.
Strong.
Yo, what up? Shout out Mark Sargent, Karen B, David Weiss. See you, Mark, on Friday. Sendog B, Julio, Psycho Leezy, Bolton, Ray Morning Shot Films, Taryn at Velvet Hammer, Dominator, Aton, Pedro, Javi Lopez, E-Zone, Cali Blaze, the Asylum, the Twitch Ward, the Discord release. Y'all have a great week. See you Friday.
Yeah, good seeing you guys all again this week. And shout out to all my friends in Southgate, California. That's it.
Strengthen your spirit. Put love in your heart. Swallow that.